Alright, so here we are. It is Sunday, May 31st, and we are outside of the house because there's not much going on the inside of the house. We are still taking a much needed break, a physical, mental, spiritual, financial break from the renovations. But we still want to make use of our time, so we're starting a little bit on the outside. There you saw the rhododendrons that came with the house, which are not so hot. But the great thing about rhododendrons is they can be regenerated. So we're going to start by taking out most of the large branches and letting the new growth come up from the base. And here you can see in the front, this is some of our recycling. This was a large bank of hostas on the side of the house that I've divided up and planted around this maple in the front. And then if you come into the back, we have these weeping spruces, which you can kind of see through the maple. I guess in the olden days, they used to plant trees side by side when a couple got married to signify their union. And that's what we have here. And we've ended up with these two beautiful 75-year-old spruces. And this is the beginning of our first garden. It's going to be a shade garden. We're doing this, one, because eventually we do want a garden, and two, we found that when you're going through a project this big and this all-encompassing, you really need to keep your sanity. So although there's plenty of stuff to do on the inside, and even though we don't really have a ton of time and money right now to be doing landscaping, for my own sanity, we need to start doing a garden. Some of these are hostas, which we found here at the house. Some are some hydrangea that we brought with us, and a few things that we've bought this year. You can see there's this noxious weed growing throughout, which I was hoping I could just kind of pull up. Not the case. So I actually have to dig out the whole area and put in all new topsoil. This is very exciting. Our first tree. This is a weeping katsura. It's called what is it called? Cercidophyllum japonicum pendula. It's a weeping katsura tree from Japan. I'd seen one at the botanical garden, and they're just absolutely beautiful as they mature. And whenever you're doing home renovations, it's a really good idea to plant a tree. Even if it's something like a maple or an oak or a beech that you're not going to see when it reaches maturity, what a great gift to give back to the land. I know that sounds kind of hokey environmental, but I actually do believe it. Thing about planting a tree. Number one, easiest way to kill a tree is to plant the root ball too deeply. The root ball, the top of the root ball, whether it comes in burlap or comes in a pot, you need to plant it at ground level. If you bury it too deep, you're going to kill your tree. Easiest way to deal with that is a tape measure. Measure from the bottom of the pot or the burlap ball to the top, and that's how deep your hole has to be. We worked in lots of compost. We made the hole twice as wide as the diameter of the root ball, and I made this handy little well all the way around, so that way I know when we water, if I fill it to the top, our tree is getting an inch of water a week. And most new plantings, be they perennial, like an herbaceous perennial or something deciduous like this tree or evergreen, they need an inch of water a week. And you don't want to overwater because that's going to create a shallow root system. But one good deep watering a week encourages your tree or your plant to grow deep roots so that in its future, when you're not watering every week, it has the root system that's going to get it through tough times. And we no longer have dirt piles, which is really nice. We are done with dumpsters, at least for now. We went through 6 of them. We have our little graveyard vegetable garden. It's going to be a while until we have a vegetable garden. So at least, it's temporary. It's not pretty, but at least we'll have some tomatoes and some lettuces this summer. And that's it for now. We did discover in the center of the yard down here where you see these tire tracks, we actually have a bog in the middle of our yard, which it can be problematic, but for us it's going to work out well. We've both always wanted a pond. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take what is a character flaw of our property, and we're going to use it. You know, instead of trying to fight it and fill it in, why not make it be what it wants to be, which is a water feature. The added advantage of this is that when we move the driveway from the front of the house, we're going to need fill. So instead of buying dirt to fill in and do our driveway, we're just going to excavate it from our property so we get the dirt we need without paying for it, and we'll have a beautiful pond. So we'll keep you posted on that. And that is it for now. Thanks so much.